Aristotle Biography. Aristotle, 384 BC to 322 BC, was once a Greek philosopher, herbal scientist and polymath, who made huge research into the world around us. He was once extensively viewed as the biggest of the historical thinkers, and his significant research and writings had a lasting effect on science, philosophy and in strategy, primarily based on purpose and logical thinking. Whilst many of his teachings have been outmoded, for over 1,000 years his writings shaped an essential foundation of Western and Islamic culture. Time crumbles things, the whole lot grows historic below the energy of time and is forgotten via the lapse of time. Aristotle, Physics. Aristotle early life. Aristotle used to be born in Stygia, Macedonia, northern Greece, round 384 BC. His father, Nicomachus, used to be a physician. After his father's death, he traveled to Athens to be part of the Academy of Plato. Some sources propose he lived pretty a boisterous and wild younger life, however at the identical time grew into a monarchian pupil of Plato. Aristotle was once no longer solely very clever, however had a thirst for know-how and used to be continually looking out to push the boundaries of discovery. He had an impartial thought, questioning acquired knowledge and searching at topics from a new angle. He deeply impressed Plato through his potential to get to the bottom of tough questions and until now unsolvable problems. Philosophy. As Aristotle studied underneath Plato, he would have learned about the philosophic traditions of Socrates. He now not solely synthesized current philosophy but additionally left his very own lasting contributions in the area of logical argument, epistemology and the hyperlink between potentiality and actuality. Perhaps Aristotle's most singular contribution used to be the promoting of good judgment and rational argument, a fundamental tenet that he employed in all the myriad fields of his studies. Aristotle's wider philosophy used to be additionally based totally on find out about of the immanent world, analyzing observable phenomena. Whilst this may additionally sound pretty commonplace, it was once a departure from many of the historic non-secular beliefs, superstitions and myths which had been held up to provide an explanation for many things. In addition to his metaphysical arguments, Aristotle in no way misplaced contact with fact and used to be a realistic logician, providing significant recommendation to readers and college students on how to promote a higher and greater pleasurable life. He used to be additionally viewed as a kindly man, compassionate to others. One swallow does no longer make a summer, nor does one day, and so too one day, or a quick time, does no longer make a man blessed and happy. Aristotle, Nicomachean Ethics. Aristotle and Alexander the Great. Alexander _the Great and Aristotle. Alexander the Great and Aristotle. In 342 BC, Aristotle again to Macedonia to turn out to be the trainer of the future Macedonian king, Alexander the Great. Aristotle taught the future king for various years on political philosophy, records and ethics. Alexander the Great would later skip plenty of Aristotle's teachings such as the desirability of oligarchic leadership, but his training via Aristotle need to have left an abiding impact on the younger prince. If liberty and equality, as is notion by means of some, are principally to be located in democracy, they will be satisfactorily attained when all humans alike share in the authorities to the utmost. Aristotle, Politics. In 335 BC, Alexander ascended the throne and started his terrific wars of conquest. During this period, Aristotle back to Athens, the place he opened his personal college, the Lyceum. Whilst Alexander did now not are seeking for his ancient tutor's advice, he seems to have given Aristotle a beneficent fund to help the Lyceum and Aristotle's work. However, Aristotle's independence of notion did create anxiety with the effective Alexander. Aristotle's nephew used to be completed for suspected treason, possibly as a warning shot to Aristotle himself. When Alexander died in 323 BC, Aristotle additionally suffered from his affiliation with the former king, and anti-Macedonian sentiment in Athens prompted Aristotle to flee. Bearing in thinking _nymphum. The school of Aristotle in Mysa, Greece. Aristotle was one of the superb polymaths of his time. It is estimated that Aristotle wrote around 170 books, though solely 47 of these have survived to the modern day. He made research in botany, physics, philosophy, medicine, optics, logic, and used to be nicely recognized for being an effective lecturer and debater. Aristotle used to be additionally a playwright, and he described how the weak point of man, pride, anger, jealousy, should lead to his downfall. Piety requires us to honor fact above our friends. Aristotle, Nicomachean Ethics. His prolific output was once helped through his very own researchers and his synthesizing present knowledge. But, this in itself was once an vital task. Much of what we comprehend of the historic world comes from Aristotle. In doing so, he helped lay the foundations for Western civilization. Politics. Aristotle made a contrast of one-of-a-kind constitutions from special states. This in itself was once groundbreaking. He sought to rationally examine exceptional structures of authorities to see which used to be the most successful. This work knowledgeable his e-book Politics, which was once and strive at a sensible philosophy to permit justice and freedom. He also noticed politics as a technique of making sure man had the ability to stay harmoniously and permit him to pursue noble ideas. The political partnership ought to be regarded, therefore, as being for the sake of noble actions, no longer for the sake of dwelling together. Aristotle made errors and held views on slavery and female which mirrored the prejudices of his time. However, he used to be additionally a visionary, leaving many memorable phrases. In the world of politics, he said, "Poverty is the dad or mum of revolution and crime." He used to be additionally a very early pioneer for advertising schooling as a way to reinforce a nation-state. All who have contemplated on the artwork of governing mankind are satisfied that the destiny of empires relies upon on the training of youth. Science. In the area of physics, Aristotle's ideas influenced a good deal of the medieval duration and lasted into the European Renaissance, when his thoughts had been changed by using the physics of Isaac Newton. In the Find Out About of the Herbal World, the uncommon and categorized round 500 species of animal and made an early effort to provide categorizations of the dwelling world. Economics. Aristotle was once one of the earliest thinkers to reflect on consideration on troubles of economics. He described the feature of cash and debated the virtues of personal property versus communal sharing. It is a debate that would come to the fore almost 2,000 years later. Whilst helping non-public property, Aristotle used to be extra quintessential over retail, selling of items for profit, and the charging of interest, which he noticed as making cash from now not doing whatever productive. Legacy. Aristotle believed in the strength of cause to illuminate the issues of man. He believed that man had the potential for enlightenment through self-inquiry and study. He believed that human goodness derived from rational thought. In this regard, he had a vital legacy for scientific approach and rational understanding. During the medieval ages,